The stench hit Boone Carter like a fist, rotting death laced with something worse, the reek of life clinging to decay. His horse snorted, tugging at the reins as they neared the crumbling cabin in the Nevada desert. 3 days of tracking the Crimson Creek gang through blistering heat and dust had led him here, to their last known hideout. The bounty on their leaders had promised months of easy living, but as Boone dismounted and approached the shack, money was the last thing on his mind that he pushed open the splintered door, and the sight inside froze his blood. In the corner of the single-room cabin sat a girl, maybe 13, her dark hair matted, her blue dress reduced to filthy rags. She was chained to a skeleton, human bones picked clean by time and desert scavengers, still draped in the tattered remnants of a man's clothes. A heavy iron chain, rusted red, bound her ankle to the skeleton's wrist. Her eyes, far too old for her young face, locked onto Boone's with a chilling calm. In 35 years of riding the frontier, Boone had seen horrors, but this scene burned into his soul that he stepped closer, boots crunching on scattered bones and debris. The cabin looked abandoned for years, yet the girl was alive, though skeletal herself. How had she survived? "Child," Boone said, removing his hat, "what's your name?" "Mercy," she whispered, voice cracked from disuse, fingers brushing the skeleton's arm bone. "Mercy Whitmore. This is my papa, Silas Whitmore." The name struck Boone like a bullet. Silas Whitmore, every lawman and bounty hunter west of the Mississippi knew it. A notorious outlaw, responsible for 15 bank robberies and countless murders, vanished 3 years ago, his bounty unclaimed. Now, Boone was staring at his remains. "Mercy," he said gently, "when did your papa die?" Her brow furrowed, as if the question didn't fit. "He got sick after the bad men came. Coughed blood, shook bad. Made me promise to stay, to watch his bones so the buzzards wouldn't take them." Boone scanned the cabin. Scattered around the skeleton were bits of fabric, broken bottles, withered flowers, Mercy's attempts to honor her father's remains. "The bad men," he asked, "when did they come?" "Long time ago," she said, voice dropping. "Papa stole money from the Carson City Bank. Hid it before they got here. They hurt him, tried to make him talk, but he never told." A chill ran through Boone. If Silas hid the Carson City Hall, and Mercy knew where. "Do you know where he hid it?" Fear flickered in her eyes. "Papa made me swear not to tell. Said it kept me safe. As long as I stayed here, the bad men would think he took it to his grave." But she wasn't safe. The sound of hoofbeats, multiple riders, moving fast, cut through the desert silence. Boone's hand went to his Colt revolver. At least 4, maybe 5 men, heading straight for the cabin. Mercy's eyes widened, clutching the skeleton's ribs. "They're back," she whispered. "The bad men." Peering through a crack in the wall, Boone spotted the lead rider, Dutch Kellerman, a ruthless outlaw. If Dutch was here, word had spread about Silas Whitmore's hideout. "Mercy," Boone said, "where's that money?" She shook her head, chain rattling. "Papa said it's cursed. Everyone who touches it dies." The hoofbeats grew louder. Dutch's gravelly voice barked orders. They'd be here in minutes. Boone scanned the cabin, spotting a rusty pickaxe in the corner. "Mercy, I'm getting you out of those chains." He grabbed the tool, kneeling beside her. "Hold still." "No." She grabbed his arm, voice low but fierce. "Papa said a man would come, with kind eyes but dangerous hands. Said he'd try to save me, but only if I told the truth about the money." Her gaze dropped to the skeleton. "He swallowed the map before he died. It's inside his bones." Boone stared at the remains. The Carson City gold wasn't hidden in some secret stash. It was locked in Silas Whitmore's corpse, guarded by his daughter for 3 years. The cabin door exploded inward, Dutch Kellerman's boots shattering the wood. 5 armed men filled the doorway, sunlight glinting off their weapons. Well, Dutch drawled, hand on his gun. "A little family reunion. His eyes locked on Boone, and a cold smile spread across his face. "Hello, Uncle Boone. Been a long time since Carson City." The words hit like a sledgehammer. Uncle Boone. Dutch, Danny Kellerman, was his nephew. 15 years ago, in Carson City, Danny had been an angry 18-year-old, trailing Boone after his parents' death. Boone had tried to steer him right, but Danny chose easy money. When he robbed a general store, Boone turned him in, hoping jail would reform him. "I did what I thought was right," Boone said, hands steady but ready to draw. "Thought a few months would fix you." Dutch's laugh was bitter. 5 years, Uncle. 5 years in hell because my own blood played lawman." He raised his pistol. "Learned the only thing that matters is power." One of Dutch's men, a scarred brute named Pike, stepped toward Mercy. "Boss, the girl knows where the money is." "Of course she does," Dutch sneered. "Been guarding Daddy's bones like a loyal dog." Mercy's voice cut through, defiant. "My papa was a good man." Pike laughed. "Good man? Your papa killed more folks than cholera, girl." Boone's choice was impossible: draw on 5 armed men to protect Mercy, likely dying in the process, or surrender and hope to save her later. Dutch's mistake was underestimating him. Boone's Colt cleared leather in a blur. The first shot dropped Pike, the second felled another man by the door. Dutch and his remaining men dove for cover, returning fire that splintered the cabin walls. "Get down!" Boone shouted. Mercy flattened herself, still chained. Dutch's voice rang out from behind a table. "Big mistake, Uncle. Now we take our time with both of you." Boone rolled behind the stone fireplace, 4 rounds left in his cylinder, 3 men shooting back. "Mercy, can you reach the pickaxe?" She stretched, chain clinking, and grabbed it, hammering at the rusted iron. Bullets flew as Dutch's men tried to flank them. Boone fired through a window, dropping another. 2 left, plus Dutch. "Uncle," Dutch called, "surrender, and the girl dies quick. Keep fighting, and Morrison gets her first." Mercy's pickaxe broke the chain. "There's a root cellar," she whispered, pointing to the floor. "Leads to a tunnel by the old well." Boone nodded. Escape was possible, but Dutch would hunt them forever. Then, new hoofbeats thundered outside, dozens, organized. Through the bullet-riddled walls, Boone saw blue uniforms, U.S. cavalry, at least 12 strong, led by a man shouting orders. "This is Captain Harlan Briggs, 3rd Cavalry. Surrender your weapons." Dutch's face paled. The cavalry meant federal trouble. Boone's mind raced. "Mercy, what did your papa do before he was an outlaw?" Her eyes widened. "He was a soldier, 3rd Cavalry. Fought in the war. Said the army owed him, so he took the Carson City money as back pay." Boone's blood ran cold. Silas Whitmore, a deserter, had stolen government payroll. The cavalry was here for their man and their gold. Briggs's voice boomed again. "Silas Whitmore, we know you're in there with your daughter. Send her out, and we'll consider a plea." "They think you're a hostage," Boone whispered. "And that Silas is alive." Mercy clutched the broken chain. "If I tell them Papa's dead, they'll ask about the money. Papa made me swear." 30 seconds. Briggs warned. Dutch and Morrison kicked through the back wall, fleeing. Boone weighed his options: surrender, and Mercy would face federal questioning; run, and they'd be fugitives. But there was a third choice, insane but possible. "Mercy, how much do you trust me?" he asked, grabbing her as Briggs's men stormed the cabin. Gunfire erupted above as they dropped into the root cellar, the hatch slamming shut. The tunnel was dark, narrow, smelling of earth and rot. Boone led Mercy, her small hand trembling in his. "Keep moving," he whispered. The tunnel ended at a rusted grate near the old well, hidden by scrub brush. They emerged into twilight, the cabin 100 yards off, now a battleground of gunfire and shouts. Boone's plan was desperate. "Mercy, We tell them your papa's dead, but not about the map. We say you were kidnapped, chained here by the Crimson Creek gang. I'm a bounty hunter who tracked them and found you. Her eyes searched his. But the money. Papa said it's cursed. Cursed or not, it's our leverage. We keep it secret, get you safe, then decide what's next. They crept toward the cavalry's perimeter, avoiding Dutch's fleeing men. Boone raised his hands, shouting, "Bounty hunter! I've got the girl." Briggs's men surrounded them, rifles trained. "Identify yourself," the captain barked. Boone Carter, bounty hunter. Found Mercy Whitmore chained in that cabin by the Crimson Creek gang. Silas Whitmore's dead, been dead years. Mercy clung to Boone, playing the terrified child. Briggs lowered his rifle slightly. Dead? We had reports he was alive, hiding with our payroll. Check the cabin, Boone said. His bones are there. Gang kept the girl to find the money. Briggs sent men to confirm. Minutes later, they returned, grim-faced. Skeletons there, sir. Chained to where the girl was. The captain studied Mercy. Girl, where's the Carson City gold? She shook her head, tears welling. I don't know. Papa never told me. Briggs sighed. Take her to the medic. Carter, you're coming with us for questioning. As they were led away, Boone caught a glimpse of Dutch vanishing into the desert. The gold secret was safe for now, but Dutch knew too much. Boone had saved Mercy, but the curse of Silas Whitmore's treasure, and his own blood tie to Dutch, would haunt them both.